Hello and welcome to the Sponsored Scholar by Campus Logic demonstration. My name is Ross Sylvester and I'm the product lead for Sponsored Scholar at Campus Logic. And I am incredibly excited to walk you through and guide you through the Sponsored Scholar technology and talk about how this solution is helping schools save students from dropping out. Sponsored Scholar exists to help schools stop students from dropping out because of small dollar values. This is a big problem from both a school perspective, losing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars based on the size of school, and from the student perspective, being unable to pay a small bill, resulting in not being able to attend classes in the next semester. Let's illustrate this through a story. Imagine a girl named Scarlett who's a sophomore at a university. She loves going to school. She has a 3.4 GPA, studying engineering, and has a dream of one day working for SpaceX to help colonize Mars. And she's on her path. And then one day when she's driving to school, her car breaks down. She takes it to the mechanic and is hit with a $1,000 bill. And on the same day, she gets a bill from her school for $1,200. And the school lets her know if she does not pay this bill, she'll be unable to go on to the next semester. What does she do? Unfortunately, this is a reality for many students. And now with Sponsored Scholar, they have a viable option to help crowdsource and crowdfund their tuition from their personal network and their friends and family. I'm going to walk you through the technology and take you through everything that makes this a unique and powerful solution to help solve this massive problem. Now let's go on to an option where the student gets their bill and the school says, if you're having trouble paying your bill, try our crowdfunding solution. This will navigate them to a student portal page. Here they can learn more about Sponsored Scholar at their school. They can watch a video. They can learn more through text. And all of this is customizable from the school's perspective. This is a branded site hosted in the cloud, and they can go on and update this with a standard copy there, making it an easy onboarding solution for the school. The student goes on and enters their basic information, puts in their student ID so that when money is raised through this solution, the money actually automatically goes through the school to the student's account. So we require that information up front. We get their date of birth, another reconciliation key point, and then we ask them a few questions. There's a big part of this solution where students actually learn a step-by-step process to raise money from their network. So it's asking them some questions about how many people they're willing to reach out to, a key variable, and if they're willing to be persistent throughout their campaign. Once they go through and confirm, they sign up. Now, once they sign up, they navigate to their email to verify their email. And now they're in the back end of the system. They're welcome onto the solution, and with a simple next, they're ready to get started. So this is where they're creating their actual campaign. And really what the technology seeks to do is three things very simply. To help students tell their story and learn how to tell their story, to be able to identify and upload the contacts of those who care about them, and then to send a persistent campaign of emails and social media updates inspiring that community to help them support paying that bill or really paying any other educational expense that they're running their campaign for. So in this example, as I mentioned, I've decided to pay my car, as we did in the example, but I have a $1,200 bill. The campaign is set to launch at the top of the hour. The student can launch it later if they'd like. And then we have the student ID included here. So if they didn't add it to the beginning, they can go on and add it throughout the technology. I click next. I go on. I'm then able to upload an image. So a student would simply go on. They can add an image from their computer or upload via Facebook or Instagram. Once they upload their photo, they then add a headline. So they can say, as we say, this is my call for support. And then they go on to write their story. Now, we've been very thoughtful about the fact that there are some students who are very good at storytelling. It's a key component to get into university. Others need more help, or they maybe have never run an online campaign to help raise money for something in the past. So you'll notice throughout the technology, we have these how to write your story or these learn more links that go through pop-up information where they can actually go on and learn, to introduce themselves, to talk about their purpose for attending school, to kind of speak to that vision of the better world that they want to get to, and then to talk about this conflict, and that they're really inviting their community to help remove that conflict. And then, of course, making sure that they ask for help. So for the sake of our demonstration here, hi community, Ross here, I'm really enjoying school. I plan to work for Space X one day. I think I'm on my path. You get the idea here. They would go on and say, I'm asking my community to help me. They go on, they talk about, to help me pay for my education. It's a constant topic, looking for, and they are mindful. And, many people might think, well, they're going to share this with their network. Well, what if they're low income? Well, we have many use cases where this has been an effective solution for those individuals, but they're buying into the fact that they're not asking one person to help and pay the $1,200. They're looking to get $25 to $50 to $100 gifts over the course of the campaign, and small contributions persistently can get there. So they go on, they write their story. They also have the option to add a big highlight photo to the background to further personalize. We know it's important to have that agency on the campaign, as well as a video that they can upload to talk more about what they're raising money for. And really, as the education component shows, it's a lot about what they want to achieve. And then they're just asking their community to help them overcome this kind of small obstacle. So I go on. I save my campaign, navigates me to my main dashboard. Here, I'm made aware that I have a checklist of activities to kind of complete the onboarding experience and get started. When I get to my checklist, and I'm most excited about this is really where we provide really the simple methodology for the student to learn to fundraise. They go through, and you'll notice we recommend that they upload 10 contacts. I'll show you here at a high level what they would do. They can import their Gmail contacts, which is a very popular approach, or they can go on and add them individually. Just to kind of show you here, I might add in Uncle John at gmail.com. I also want to point out here again about that educational component. So who do I reach out to in this type of campaign? We list a great deal of individuals who can support them throughout the campaign. Members of mentors they may have, doctors. We say the dentist is always good for $50 to $100 to help support someone's education. Neighbors, their faith community. So we add that here just so in case a student can't think of someone, they're prompted here with a group of individuals to upload. So they add their contacts. You'll also know that many people do share these campaigns on social media. There's an easy way for them to do that as well. But we see a higher conversion and higher efficacy through email. So we provide kind of a self-service system for the students to do that. I go back to my checklist to finish my activities. As you'll notice, I now have 1 of 10 contacts uploaded. I'd go throughout and add each one. I publish my campaign page. So as I mentioned at the top of the hour, it will publish, but right now it is not, but they can go on and auto-publish, which offers them another thing to check off their list, and then to send a fundraising email. So they go on here, they'll send their fundraising emails. They can add a contact if they need to add more, or they can go on and send an email. So through the email system, this is linked to their account. So coming from the system to their community, it looks as kind of coming from their account with a one-to-one email. They essentially go on here. Let's say it's the launch day email. They go on, they add the contact. I add Uncle John, and then need your help. They can go on and say, remember we talked about last night. As many individuals will not only share this over email or social media, but they'll speak about it at a family event. Hey, instead of maybe getting me a birthday present this year, would you consider supporting my education fundraiser? They go on and then they can update this email, and there's auto tags that they can learn more about as they go through the tech. But essentially, we're linking in all the key requisite information. So the campaign link It is amazing how many people run online fundraising campaigns without including a way to actually contribute. So we are kind of making sure that students keep in the important information into their text, but they can go on if they feel more comfortable saying to someone, dear, and they might say, I want to, update the way that this is worded. They're able to do that. Our goal is really, as I mentioned in the beginning, to make it really easy for them to tell their story, make it really easy for them to identify and upload their contacts, and make it really easy for them to send their emails. So once they press send, that'll go out to their community. And then what I'll show you here is once they go through those activities, they've really completed their checklist. So that'll be finished. But what I also want to show you here, as I go through, now that their campaign is live, they have this copy link here at the top of their screen that they can then share out with their community. So if I go here, and what will happen is it'll speak to their campaign. So this is what their campaign page looks like. I omitted a photo in mine, but a photo would be added right here. And this is a mobile optimized, everything front end and back end is, but especially this here, as many people are sending the emails from their phone and then receiving the emails. So we've mostly gone through the student experience. Now just take a shift of persona here to look at the actual supporter experience. So a supporter, you're an uncle of myself, you get this call for support. Now, I go on and I review it. I'm inspired by the story. And of course, most students will go in and kind of fill this out. We have stories that are really incredible, multi-paragraph stories talking about their dreams and their hopes, really painting a vision for a better tomorrow and asking their community for help. And then on the page, and we make it very easy for the supporter, you say, I absolutely want to support. You add in your amount. You decide if you want to publish the gift, and then you add in your confirmation information and then make your contribution. Now, that's really the supporter experience. They can then go on and share the campaign page over email, over WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn seamlessly through our technology. Or, as many people do, they can just copy the link from the browser and share it out through really any platform that they'd like. They can also explore viewing the supporters who have also contributed to the campaign as if they'd like to be present, they're there. All of this is branded to the school. Now, a big question at this stage is, where does the money go? The money is actually now going directly to the school to pay off their bill directly. So this is important from the perspective of the supporter, knowing that their money is going to go actually to what they would hope that it goes to. But also from the school's perspective, the money is actually going directly to them so they can ensure that students pay their bill. If you just do some simple math, if you have, it costs $30,000 net tuition to go to a school, you lose a student for $1,000 as a sophomore who's planning to graduate in that 4-year time period. Let's say that's 2 more years that you would miss tuition revenue. That's $60,000 of missed revenue for the school. And almost, on a philosophical end, you have a student who is at risk for debt without a degree. So really this solution is designed to help schools increase tuition revenue to be able to help keep more students in seats to get to graduation. And it's a really powerful and simple tool to get that aim. Now, I'm going to go through here and show you the actual school side where they're able to update and share this out very seamlessly through their backend. As a program administrator using the Sponsored Scholar technology, you have access to a ton of tools on the back end. I'm going to show you a few here. So on the back end, you can go on and create or edit an enrollment portal. So I showed an enrollment portal here. I can actually see all the students who have signed up for that enrollment portal. So let's say I want to run multiple marketing campaigns to students who have signed up but haven't created an account. I have access to all of that data here. I can go on and actually edit seamlessly those enrollment portals. So as we showed that video that we had there, there's a stock video that we provide, but we also provide schools the scripts for that video and the ability for them to upload their own. A question oftentimes is around the goal amount. So the school can actually restrict the goal amounts that go on for each portal. So if you only want students raising up to $1,000, they have bills up to $1,000, they can lock in those portals. And they can go on and actually update any of the content and update and view their changes, or just save them here. Reports are, of course, a big request that we get. So they actually have access to each gift record. So as someone gives, they have access to all of this information. They can reconcile it from any date that they'd wish. So if they want to go back through the records of gifts, as well as the Scholar Report, which will show the first and last name of the individuals who have raised money through the system, and they can use this report here for reconciliation purposes. Now, in addition to this, they have a number of other elements to the page as they onboard, which it's a very fast solution to onboard to. We work with the school. Everyone gets a customer success manager to work with them. So they walk through, but let's say, and we do have schools who are changing from college to university, and they want to go on and make some meaningful updates to their system. They can go on and actually do that on their own. So you'll see there's a number of school preferences. If they change their branding or their logo, they can do that here. So all of that is pretty seamless, similar kind of experience you saw on the student end to upload documents and then to save in the top right with that kind of persistent user experience. What I'll show you here, if they want to send invites, so we have different actual settings for groups of people who might interact with the technology. So program administrator has kind of master access. Gift officer can just see the gift records of the gifts coming in. And then the financial aid officer actually has access to all of the information with regards to the student and how much they've raised throughout their campaign. So with that, you'll notice that one additional thing I want to show you here is they do have access to each one of the students' campaigns. You noticed I've gone through this a few times to demo, so you'll see my name there a lot. It'll be each one of their student campaigns, how much they've raised, how many supporters they've engaged, and a little bit about their progression throughout the campaign, if they hit their goal. The campaigns are 30 days, but the school can go in and extend the campaign to a further amount. They have user access to do that. They can view each campaign page, and then they can actually even go in and edit. So what we do notice with this technology, for example, Newman University has students even come into the financial aid office to get coaching and support, and they can actually, as their admin dashboard, go in and actually edit the page with the student to help them maybe pull out or crystallize that story, about really, and a lot about what we're trying to achieve here is helping students see the big promise of education and to see what's on the other side of really the mountaintop, and to see that this is just a small obstacle, that their community is there to help them and to support them in these times. So that really shows most of the key features from the program admin section. Really includes everything that they need to be an effective leader in running this program on their school. And then we work with them, of course, throughout the course of the onboarding and management of the program to make sure that they're getting students to sign up, that students are being successful. And then really the last component on reporting to leadership. This is a huge benefit not only to the financial aid, the financial success team, but to the institution at large. The CFO is incredibly interested in the number of students who are dropping out. And as we know, about half of those students drop out because of financial reasons. So with that, this solution is keeping more students in seats, which is helping the CFO and really the leadership of the school retain more students, which is great for improving not only incredible statistics like their graduation rates, but also their ability to actually bring in more hard dollars to the school. As we mentioned, for each student saved, it's that net tuition times the number of years that they're going to be at school. So there's a huge benefit. We oftentimes say with schools, if they get one student even to be saved by this solution, it's already paid for itself. And then each student after that is really just as benefit to the program. And because of how it's designed, they can see those results quickly. We can get the system set up within only a few days. We then can start marketing it to the students and getting students to raise money, as this is really, and comes down to the thesis of the technology. When you're in a situation this dire, it's both the school side and the student side. The learning curve is high, but the need is immediate. So we try to keep things as simple and elegant as possible with great support from our team to ensure that they can be able to save as many students as fast as possible and then to build off their success. It's amazing once a student, we have a story from one of our schools, she put it on social media, raised her $1,500 bill over the weekend, and was able to register for classes. This amazing individual, she was low income. They immediately got her on camera, kind of sharing with her community, you can do this too. There are people out there that want to support you, and this is a viable way for you not to have to take out high interest credit cards. This is viable for you if you don't have access to other financial aid resources. So as you can tell, we're very passionate about this solution. We think it can really help schools achieve financial success, which is, we believe, the bedrock and the foundation to creating overall student success and is paramount to achieving student success. So I want to thank you for taking the time to walk through the Sponsored Scholar demonstration. It's been a joy for me to show it to you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.